In the quiet shade of a forest line, two Russian soldiers sit beneath the trees, talking and taking pictures, unaware that death is already above them. The forest seems calm, leaves rustling, birds singing, nothing unusual. Then a sudden blast tears through the silence. The ground shakes, smoke rises. One soldier jumps and runs, vanishing into the trees. The other freezes. Too late. The drone has already locked on. The strike lands beside him, precise and deadly. He falls under the same tree, motionless, dust swirling around. A few seconds later, another drone appears, diving straight toward the same spot. The second explosion ends it completely. When the smoke clears, only fragments remain, burnt branches, torn ground, and silence. A moment ago, they were laughing. Now, the forest stands still again, as if nothing happened, hiding the traces beneath its calm green cover. From the FPV view, a Russian soldier crouches under the trees. He turns his back toward the drone, maybe thinking it would hurt less that way. But the drone keeps closing in, steady and silent. A few seconds later, it strikes. The screen flashes white, debris flies, and the scene ends in silence. Only dust hanging in the air, and the absurd image of a man trying to hide from what can't be escaped. The FPV drone moves in low and fast, locking onto another Russian soldier. The man notices it too late. Panic flashes across his face. In desperation, he grabs a bright blue bucket, swinging it in the air as if it could stop what's coming. The drone hovers for a moment, almost watching, then dives straight toward him. The bucket flies aside, useless. A flash, an impact, and silence follows. Another absurd attempt to fight technology with bare hands.
The FPV drone glides low toward a half-destroyed building. Inside, the camera shakes as it enters the dark hallway. A faint movement ahead. A Russian soldier steps out, walking straight toward the drone. He knows it's there, maybe trying to catch it, maybe ready to fight. For a moment, both move at once, man and machine on the same line. The drone tilts forward, accelerates, and strikes. A bright flash fills the doorway, smoke and dust burst out, and the signal cuts instantly. Another encounter ended in a single, precise hit. The footage begins with a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone scanning across open fields. Below, two Russian soldiers move carelessly through the grass. The faint hum of the drone reaches them. They stop, listen, and instantly drop to the ground, but the coordinates are already locked. Moments later, an FPV drone takes off, racing through the wind toward its target. The camera rushes closer, the ground blurring beneath. Then, a sudden flash. One of the soldiers ignites instantly, flames spreading through the grass. From above, the fire glows bright, smoke rising in slow spirals. The camera holds that image for a moment before shifting higher. Then, another FPV drone appears in the distance, following the same path. Its sound grows louder, the horizon shaking as it dives lower. A second explosion fills the frame, scattering debris in all directions. When the smoke clears, the drone circles back, capturing the aftermath. Scorched earth, no movement, only silence. In less than a minute, the sequence is complete: detection, strike, and destruction. All precise, all final. The camera shows a lone Russian soldier crawling through the grass, trying to reach the cover of nearby bushes. He moves slowly, almost on his knees, hoping to disappear into the shadows. But the eyes in the sky have already found him. The FPV drone is closing in fast, its sound growing louder with every second. The soldier keeps crawling, unaware that it's already behind him. The drone dives lower, adjusting its course, locking on. A moment later, impact. The frame shakes, smoke bursts through the air, and the image cuts. From above, the reconnaissance drone records the aftermath. A dark spot spreading across the grass, fragments scattered near the bushes. Another short pursuit ends the same way: seen, targeted, and erased.
The footage begins with something that looks almost impossible: a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone landing directly on a moving Russian launch vehicle. The machine rolls along the road, engine rumbling, while the drone calmly sits on top, camera running. The crew below seems completely unaware. Through the steady lens, we see the landscape passing by: empty fields, broken fences, small villages flashing past. The drone rides along quietly, recording everything. Kilometers turn into minutes. 15 kilometers later, the vehicle slows down and stops. Soldiers climb out, stretching, smoking, walking around the launcher, still not realizing there's an enemy drone right above their heads. Moments later, another military truck arrives. The men gather, talk, and look around. Then one of them notices it, the small drone sitting motionless between two loaded rockets. They start laughing, pointing, filming it with their phones, as if it were a joke. Someone picks up a stick or a pipe, trying to knock it off, but nothing happens. The drone stays perfectly still. Seconds pass, then a faint twitch. The camera shifts slightly, or one of the rotors spins. The laughter stops instantly. The men look at each other, hesitate for a split second, and run. The drone vibrates, the image shakes, and the sound cuts out. The video ends abruptly. It's unclear whether it exploded or escaped, but one thing is certain: this was a perfect infiltration, a silent observer riding straight into the enemy's blind spot.
The first shot showed distant fields, roads cutting through the dust, small dots of movement on the horizon. Reconnaissance drones patrol silently, watching every road, every tree line. A truck moves along a dirt path, raising a thin trail of dust. A Russian soldier leans out scanning the surroundings, unaware that he is already inside someone else's crosshairs. Seconds later, the FPV drone appears, a fast, vibrating speck that turns into a blur. The sound grows, the image trembles, and the screen bursts into white. Next scene, another road, another vehicle. The pattern repeats: detection, pursuit, impact. Sometimes the target is moving, sometimes it's hiding under camouflage, sometimes just a shape behind a ruined wall. The drones don't hesitate. They tilt forward, accelerate, and hit. From above, the recon drone captures the flash, the black smoke expanding, the silence after the strike. Then the camera cuts again, an armored vehicle standing still, surrounded by soldiers. One FPV dives straight into the open hatch, and a second later the hull erupts from inside. A plume of gray smoke rises, slowly fading into the wind. The battlefield looks empty again, but the buzzing sound in the sky never stops. The footage continues. We see fragments: a missile truck parked in the middle of the field, a trench line stretching through the mud, a convoy halted at a crossroads. One after another, drones approach, strike, pull away, and explode. Each scene lasts just long enough to see the precision, not more, not less. The perspective changes. Sometimes the camera looks down from high altitude, calm and steady. Sometimes it flies at treetop level, trembling with speed, chasing the next target. The sky shifts from blue to gray, daylight fading into twilight, but the rhythm stays the same: search, lock, impact. There's a strange calm in these images. No shouting, no confusion, just the quiet work of machines. Every motion feels deliberate, the hand of an unseen operator guiding from kilometers away. The field burns, the smoke drifts, and the next drone is already in the air. At one point, the footage shows several hits in a row, 4, maybe 5, all within minutes. Each impact marks another position erased, another vehicle gone. From above, the land looks the same, but for those on the ground, every sound in the sky now means danger. The camera keeps moving, crossing landscapes, forests, roads, rivers, broken villages. Everywhere, the same contrast: silence before, chaos after. Smoke columns rise like signals, marking the trail of precision strikes. And still, there are moments of almost cinematic stillness: a drone hovering over empty terrain, scanning, waiting, measuring the wind before the next run. Then acceleration again, a short flight, a final flash. Near the end, the footage slows down. The strikes continue, but the camera lingers longer over the aftermath: burned vehicles, scattered fragments, the thin layer of smoke hanging low. Everywhere, evidence of accuracy. In the final minute, the recon drone pans slowly across the field. Black marks on the ground trace a straight line, impact spaced perfectly apart, each one where a target once stood. The sun is low, the light golden, the sound faint. The sequence fades with the same rhythm it began: flight, silence, impact, and the endless hum of rotors in the distance. This is what modern warfare looks like when seen from above: mechanical, precise, detached. Dozens of moments stitched together into one, a day's worth of missions condensed into a few minutes, where every second carries its own story. No words, no explanations, just the steady, inevitable pulse of the drones. Thank you for watching.
Every view, every comment, every share helps this work continue. If you support what we do, subscribe, leave a like, and share the video. New missions, new footage, and new stories are coming soon. Stay tuned, stay aware, and remember, the sky is still watching.